Olhão, Portugal. Now, the Algarve is undeniably the vacation spot in Portugal for many, offering stunning beaches, romantic fishing villages, wild nature, and a lot of history to explore. But if you're traveling with your dog, especially a larger one, you might find that some of the more well-known resort towns like Albufeira or Cataira aren't always the most welcoming or practical places for a stress-free vacation with your dog. And that's where Olhão comes in. If you're looking for an authentic, small but bustling town with a genuinely welcoming atmosphere for both you and your dog, Olhão is the place to go. It's a place that has saved some of Portugal's original flavor despite all the tourism, and it's also perfectly situated for day trips to discover all that the wider Algarve region has to offer, while ensuring you and your dog have a comfortable and enjoyable home base. And wait until I tell you about the islands. So let's dive into the specifics of making your trip to Olhão with your dog a fantastic experience. So, you found the perfect destination, but is it perfect for your doggo? From dog-friendly cities and vacation stays to the most epic walks, Paws on Tour has you covered. We're Ben, Mel, and our very best sister's boy Abacaxi, and we're here to help you plan the next adventure with your doggo. Accommodation. Finding suitable accommodation when traveling with a dog can often be a challenge, and the same holds true for Olhão. Hotels where dogs are allowed are not to be found within the town. However, the good news is that you can find a couple of decently priced and very nice Airbnb rentals here. A notable option is the Real Marina residence. These are actually flats located in buildings next to the well-known Real Marina Hotel and Spa, where dogs are not allowed, but they do allow dogs in the flats that can be rented via Airbnb. The location of the flats is really fantastic, putting you within walking distance of virtually everything you need in Olhão, and also like a nice first and last round for your dog. Now, while the flats themselves might be rented at a reasonable base price, it's important to be aware that the Real Marina residence flats can become quite expensive overall due to a dog fee that varies between 10 and 25 euros per night. Let me repeat that, per night. Additionally, these specific flats are quickly booked out, so you'll need to plan and book long in advance if this is an option you're considering. We always rented them because they're spacious, they have a balcony to look out at the ocean or at the street, and Abba loves sitting on the balcony and watching the people walking by. So we always liked those flats, but they do become really expensive if you stay longer than a week or two. Of course, there are other Airbnbs throughout Olhão where dogs are allowed, sometimes with lower or no additional dog fees. Finding these often requires a bit more searching. So if you're planning a trip to the Algarve with your dog, our main advice for accommodation in Olhão is to start your search early to secure a suitable and affordable place, and always read the fine print about extra fees for your doggo. Next category is walks. When it comes to walks, Olhão offers some truly unique and fantastic opportunities. For the ultimate experience, the best walks are arguably found on the islands, just a short ferry ride from Olhão. These islands offer kilometers of undisturbed white sand beaches where your dog can truly enjoy off-leash freedom with very few people and very few dogs around. However, it is crucial to know that you can only get on the ferry if you have a transport box for your dog. You have to bring the box, your doggo must stay in the transport box for the whole ride, and then you have to either store the box somewhere on the island or take it with you on your walk. The ferry journey differs from 20 minutes to the island Armona and about 40 to 45 minutes to the island Culatra. So make sure you're prepared for that journey. You can also take a speedboat, more on that in the transport section in this video. Another walk is closer to the marina. There's a fascinating area known as the Salinas or salt pans. This spot is great for bird watching as well, and it provides a lovely, shorter route where your dog can sniff around and even have a little off-leash fun if he's safe around joggers and people on bicycles. It's a convenient option for a quick stretch, a mid-sized walk, last round in the evening or first round in the morning. Beyond the immediate town, there are also some great beaches and walking trails that can be reached by car, such as those around Fuseta or even further afield towards areas like Vale do Lobo. These offer different scenic environments for longer explorations. Now there are a couple of do's and don'ts and good to know tips for these walks, especially regarding rainy days when some of these routes may not be easily walkable or even accessible. For all the detailed information including specific rules, preparation tips and alternatives for less than ideal weather, please check out our more in-depth video, The Best Dog Walks in Olhão and around the Algarve. Sightseeing and eating out. Beyond its dog-friendly appeal, Olhão also offers a rich experience for humans, particularly when it comes to exploring and enjoying local cuisine. While Olhão does have its famous indoor market buildings and some charming old architecture, some shops and the usual touristy attractions, the main draw here is truly the nature and the Ria Formosa Natural Park. Remember the islands, Amona and Culatra? Those are part of the Ria Formosa Natural Park. It's a unique ecosystem right on the doorstep, perfect for appreciating the natural landscape. When you're ready for day trips, the city is also wonderfully situated. Faro is only about 15 minutes away by car. It's a nice but quite touristy small town with its own character. Closer still is Fuseta, a sleeping fishing village with a lovely but very small beach. These are both easily accessible and offer a change of pace. However, it's worth to notice that if you venture to larger cities like Albufeira or Cataira, which might be worth a day trip for some, you'll often find that dogs are not even allowed on restaurant outdoor terraces, making dining with your dog out a significant challenge. This brings us back to eating out in Olhão, where the experience for dog owners is much more welcoming. You can certainly check out the marina area for dining, where you find places that can be a bit more pricey but offer very good food. Our personal recommendation is the Fazian Yar restaurant, absolutely delicious. I just want to mention that we are not getting paid by any hotels or restaurants, so if we're recommending something, then because we truly loved it. Along the Riviera or the waterfront promenade, you'll discover plenty more restaurants, and we found that almost all of them are very welcoming to dogs. You'll often see locals enjoying their meals or drinks with their dogs relaxing nearby. The best spot for breakfast and brunch in town, in our opinion, is Esquina da Baixa. I hope I'm saying that right. It offers not only great food, but also a lovely view of the historic market buildings. Throughout Olhão's eating establishments, the people are genuinely nice, always ready to get your dog a bowl of fresh water, and there are almost always umbrellas everywhere, ensuring your dog can rest comfortably in the shade even if it's super hot outside. Transport and infrastructure. Getting around Olhão with your dog is generally quite straightforward. The town center itself is very walkable, making it easy and pleasant to explore on foot. However, if you plan to venture beyond Olhão and discover more of the Algarve region, having your own car is absolutely essential for flexibility. When it comes to reaching the beautiful islands I told you about, you have a couple of options. The ferries I already mentioned are great and an affordable choice, with returning tickets costing around €5, depending on the island. But, and again this is crucial, you must bring a transport box for your dog to use the ferry. Alternative, you can opt for the water taxis or speedboats. These are significantly more expensive, costing around €30 one way to Armona and €40 one way to Culatra. However, major advantage is that you do not need a transport box for your dog on these. The travel time is also much shorter, like 7 minutes to Culatra compared to the ferry's 40 to 45 minutes. But just keep in mind that on the speedboats, there's also no way to strap your dog in, and it can be very loud due to the motor, there's abrupt motion, and it heavily smells of gasoline. We tried both options, and Abba didn't like the transport box so much, but on the speedboat, it was just too loud for him. The speedboat was great for us. We went into James Bond mode, but he hated it because of the noise, so we carried his humongous transport box to the ferry and just locked it onto a fence on the island, so we didn't have to carry it around all the island all day. Finally, regarding local infrastructure, Olhão has everything you need for your dog, and for you of course. You'll find pet stores and veterinary clinics readily available. In fact, when Abba had an eye infection because he got too much salt water in his eyes, we visited Clinica Veterinaria 115 Animal. And they were incredibly professional, friendly, and took excellent care of Abba. And honestly, of me too, because I was quite dramatic about it. My baby had an eye infection. Ben still teases me about crying at the vet over his eye infection to this day. The very special thing. Every place has that one thing that truly sets it apart, especially for us dog owners. And for Olhão, it's the unparalleled access to incredible, uncrowded island beaches, even during peak season. You might find the ferries to the island, especially from June to September, are quite full, packed even. But here's the secret. Once you arrive on an island like Amona or Colatra, and if you're willing to walk just a kilometer or two away from the main ferry drop-off point, you will literally have kilometers of white sand beach almost entirely to yourselves, where your dog can roam freely off-leash. It's an amazing escape from the summer crowds. And in the off-season months, it's even more magical. It truly feels like being stranded on a beautiful, lonely island, offering an absolutely incredible and free off-leash beach experience that is fantastic for all types of dogs. Reactive dogs, nervous dogs, anxious dogs, dogs with no strong recall. This ability to find vast, empty spaces for your dog to enjoy regardless of the time of the year is the special thing that makes Olhão stand out. In conclusion, so as you can see, Olhão truly is a wonderful and welcoming destination for you and your dog in the Algarve. Despite some specific considerations like accommodation and ferry routes, its authentic charm, the incredible island beaches, and a generally dog-friendly local culture make it a fantastic choice for vacation. We hope this overview has given you a clear picture of what to expect when visiting Olhão and the wider Algarve region with your dog. If you found this guide helpful in planning your next adventure, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're just getting started and your support helps us to create more comprehensive guides like this. Next up, we'll be taking a much deeper dive into the best dog walks in and around Olhão, giving you all the specific routes and tips you need for all weather conditions. You can find a link to that video under this one here. And in the future, we'll be exploring more dog-friendly cities and sharing essential travel advice like what to pack when traveling by car with your dog. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you and your dog on the next adventure.